So, hello everyone. This is our fourth evening with William Marshall. And as we know, his instruction has been invaluable in teaching us how to create a field of grace and also how to hold that field of grace for the world. So, this evening, we're going to open our consciousness again and invite him to be part of that consciousness and part of our intention to bring peace to our planet. So let's close our eyes and go inside and imagine together that we are standing in another field. This is a new field tonight, and this is a new field that we're standing in. And most of us have been here for these experiences, so you will know that we will make a circle and we will ground our feet deep in the earth. And we will open our etheric arms to the sky and bring in this field of grace that William offers us. And as it comes into our awareness, this beautiful grace, it enters in the top of our head and fills us with light and truth and order and union. And we breathe that as if it is the very food and substance through which our life can continue. This becomes the spiritual food through which we create, sustain, and send. We send this field to all life. We are in the fourth evening of this intention, and we know that each moment of our breath affects the outcome of this consciousness that we are so involved in bringing to our planet. Our love of all life and our intention to support new ways, perhaps ancient and old ways, to provide grace upon the planet is something that is an energy and a fortification and a promise, an intent, and a definite possibility. So William has words for us and instruction, and as we stand in this field and create a circle, again we begin to hold hands and feel the love that is ancient and wise, that brings us into oneness, flowing through us into each other on the left and right sides of us. And we begin to call in all of the legions that have the same intention as we do. We call in the light magnificent, and we deeply honor our presence here together, the camaraderie that we each share and intend. And we feel this fountain of grace flowing into the top of our head and opening us in new ways to the promise of our own heart. I would like today to request that you experience this light magnificent in a more full way, that you imagine sending it to each other across the span of the circle that you are forming, and that you deliberately and intently feel that light magnificent as the most brilliant, rich, amazing, inclusive light that you have ever experienced. We want this light to shine so brightly that you become transparent, that every part of you is alive with a new state of being. We have now for 4 days been gathering to provide another opportunity for those in choice points to receive another message from the world around them, from the countrymen that they live with and hear from the leaders themselves, and from the very air that is being breathed. So this Light Magnificent has an opportunity to be part of this equation, part of what we are endeavoring to bring to the planet in such a scope and with such depth and breadth that we are able to fully align the truth in these places where there is just illusion. For this to have the most profound effect requests us to hold it more deeply, so that we are representing something that is illuminative, that does not change, alter, or falter, and that is unconditional. In other words, I could say that what we are requesting together of ourselves and each other is this opportunity to be light, to hold that and reflect it, engender it, call it forth, stabilize it, and foundation it. Each of us have been or are, in our very nature, dualistic. We have bodies, we have hearts and minds, and yet we see each other as separate. In the divine process of the Light Magnificent, there is no other. And so this evening, as we move our awareness from place to place on the planet, what we will be focusing on is that truth, that there is no other. This belief in the separation and duality between peoples is the root cause of what we now intend to affect. And so each of us must hold a space of congruence without separating, without judging, without even feeling different from, rather opening to the possibility, perhaps the truth for some of us, that oneness is the way it is. As you are working this through your system, thinking about it and then breathing it in and then grounding it through you and sending it across the circle to someone else who is not necessarily on a screen in front of you, but is in the awareness that you hold, letting the picture of the person or the physical experience of the person imprint on you. You are cultivating a new vibration in your essential nature, which offers another possibility to humanity. So let us fully bring that grounded sense of grace in the top of the head, through the body, into the earth, right into the core, where we are actually filling the earth with grace. And we want to imagine the conduits and circuits and ley lines and crusts and roots and levels and layers and magma, and everything is being filled with grace. So right through the bottom of your feet, you are just letting that grace flow out. And it is filling up all of the spaces in and around your feet, below your feet, around each other's feet, and expanding and deepening and aligning in new ways in the core of the earth. You feel as if this grace is recalibrating this essential nature of Earth herself, her body. And in the circle that we are creating together, we now move a bit closer, putting our arms around each other's shoulders, our foreheads touching. And this is in our awareness, so we can have as many people as possible in the circle, and more coming all the time, who may or may not be physically part of this experience, but are energetically present, and we can have that experience of them touching their foreheads to us as well. No matter how many people are arriving, doesn't matter. We are still in this formation of comradeship. And so we will call those who you wish to call. Who do you want to have with you now? Who do you unconditionally love that you would like to invite to stand with you now for this purpose? Invite them. Feel them. Feel yourself safe, strong, loved, and held. Welcome your family of the heart. And see the circle growing and growing and growing. And then all of the legions that we have been working with are coming as well, the souls who have made transition, who honor Earth and stabilize her through their presence inside the Earth, around the Earth, above the Earth. And feel your heart melting. Like candle wax from a flame. And all life is with us now, joining the circle. And it's very comfortable. And now we imagine, even as we have been pouring grace into the center of the earth, that we are now all going to go into the center of the earth. So together we are going to just imagine or sense or feel that we are being called into the core of the earth, still maintaining our circle, still being very safe and comfortable, standing now in the core of the earth with the Great Mother. And there are others here as well. Kingdoms, extraterrestrial beings, avatars, masters, groups of lights, And we begin to feel that we have been called here to support an underground mission, to come together in oneness and in the light magnificent, feeling our origin as light now, again, strongly. And in this circle that we have formed with all of the other souls around us, we begin to radiate the light magnificent toward the surface of the earth. And because we are a huge circle in the core, we are radiating this light in every direction. So we anticipate that every inch of ground on the surface of the earth is receiving the light magnificent. And we are aware that what happens on one side of the planet affects the other side of the planet. We are aware that there are many main areas of discomfort, challenge, and actions that are not in alignment with life, that are happening on certain ley lines in certain ways for certain purposes. And we hold each other very strongly and steadily, and we radiate this light. You can radiate it through the top of your head, you can radiate it from your shoulders, from your arms, wherever you'd like to radiate it from. Just imagine it penetrating the surface of the earth and moving into the atmosphere, so that everywhere on the earth, regardless of the imbalance, is receiving an upgrade to be balanced through the light magnificent, which is the original light of creation. So we are bringing this evening an opportunity for each individual, each group, each area, each country, to feel the same vibrational truth as every other place on the planet. And we see those laser beams of light penetrating through all the crust of the earth into the surface and then into the air and in and around the people and all of the activities, all of the spaces that are part of the actual activities of humans. And each place that is a counterpart to actions or activities that are untoward, I will say it that way, each of those areas that are across from those areas on the planet in direct alignment are balancing what is happening in the opposite direction. So there is a commitment throughout the planet to balance what is happening, to take energy from one place and balance it in another. So our objective this evening is to balance the energies on the planet through using the light magnificent to provide a different reality and different vibration on the Earth's surface from within the Earth's core. So no matter where you're standing in the circle, you are being guided to send this light above you, around you, and within a sphere that you are creating, a circle that you are creating. And your circles are all overlapping, like a million Vesica Pisces. The male and the female are uniting, the dark and the light, the young and the old, the infirm and the healthy. Everyone is joining in consciousness to bring more balance to the planet. And because we are so deeply grounded, the light magnificent is flowing out of us very liberally, very openly, without constraint. And we are feeling attunement with the light individually. We breathe it in and through our body, and then it leaves and goes out and comes back in and through our body, and grounding it into the earth, and then it leaves and goes back out. And we have a channel in and out. And we open the spaces in our body to receive this light. And in our vision, we see the light now encompassing the surface of the earth, in the air, in the trees, in the flowers, in the bushes. We see it around the animals, the birds, the cetaceans, in the oceans, with all manner of plant life in all kingdoms. And eventually, we see it and feel it around the human beings that are on the earth's surface. And we do not worry or concern ourselves with who they are, what they're doing, why they're doing it, or what will be the outcome. We understand that in creation, it is the intention that is the most important part. Holding the intention brings the vibration, expands the field of that vibration, and shares it. And so we are feeling, as we are below the surface, that above the surface, this light is beginning to dance and spread and open and include all life. And now it is around all human beings everywhere, because there are so many of us that we completely are able to create a circle that affects the whole globe. And we do not question with our mind how that would happen. We feel in our heart the possibility of sharing what is real and true, without boundaries or borders to doing so. And so for a moment, what we will do now is to imagine that this beautiful aura of energy is flowing in and around everyone on the surface of the planet. Wherever you are taken, wherever you want to go, whatever you are holding or balancing, allow that to come to you organically without thought of what it is that you should do. And just notice where you are taken, what opens out for you, and how many of you there are in relationship to the world. There are so many more of us than there are of existing humans. And so we are all able to enfold and encompass others who live on the surface with this beautiful invitation to remember wholeness and light and to live from the heart. It is so easy to spread this, to move it, to share it. And we feel the planet balancing now, taking energy from that which is overpowering and moving that into its opposite point to balance that. We begin to feel that we have the opportunity to reduce the strife, to have the earth in cooperation with us, bringing a very rich, dynamic awareness of how to balance to others that live on the surface. Things that they might do to assist wherever they live, to bring more grace to whatever is happening. Through the exchange of energies, similar in the Buddhist philosophy of Tonglen, where we're taking the excess energy and breathing out the grace that's possible when different choices are made. And we each feel our role in this, our part in it. It might be to hold a container of grace, might be to send the light magnificent more and more every day. It might be to breathe your breath of life force and always be available to the power of that breath to affect all that is around you. It might be that you are here to stabilize the earth, make it more stable, to give kindness and compassion to the Great Mother, to assure her of your presence. Perhaps you are here to care for the creatures, the earth herself, your gardens or forests or oceans. Perhaps you are here to tend the sick or those who are challenged in some way. Perhaps you are here to inspire, to open doorways to heart or soul or spirit or light. As you are breathing and as you are connecting and as you are bringing this beautiful white light of the light magnificent in and through all life, feel more clearly what your role is. Feel how you are now able to figure this out a little bit more clearly from your response to this field of the heart and grace and light magnificent. What is your inclination now? Where do you want to go? How do you want to hold this? What is your role in fulfilling this destiny in the new earth? And if you are here to hold, then go ahead and hold. If you are here to transform, transform. If you are here to bring stability or assurance or foundation, do so. If you are here to face the darkness, the demons, or the nefarious energies, do so. If you are here to care for, do that. Whatever it is that has brought you to this evening, to this group, to your heart, to caring about the situation that we're in, honor it right now. Feel it fully, this calling that you have. And extend it right now, past any of the goalposts or the signposts of your past. Extend it now. Step out and fulfill that destiny in this moment energetically. Hold the world in your hand. Feel the power of your intent. And as you hold the world, feel it being balanced. Drawing energy away from the crisis. Any crisis that exists that you're aware of. Drawing the energy to an opposite space. Understanding that your capacity to hold this frequency is what is needed to bring a new solution in the situation or situations. And now imagine again that this grace is going to flow over all life on the planet, drip off the edges of the globe, the world circle, spinning over and around, continually clearing with light. Everything is clearing with light. And as it's clearing, you're rising again to the surface of the earth. And you feel the inside of the earth and the outside of the earth balanced in light, order, truth, and union. And you extend beyond any thought you have of duality. It is only time now for union, for oneness, for in and out to be the same, up and down to be the same. And for one moment now, let's just imagine that it's all one ball of light. And it lifts us and our consciousness so that light is all we see, hear, or experience. You are this light. You bring it and you carry it. You call it forth and you share it. That is your job right now. Let it be. And so it is.